when you get one of those top 3 to 4 players, certainly it can change your franchise, and it's somebody that you want to continue to build around. It's exciting. It's exciting for our fans.
Caitlin Clark was anticipating a major announcement from the Indiana Fever on September 8th. But this wasn't just ordinary news. It was about Kelly Koff stepping back into a leadership role. Since 2012, Koff has been a key figure for the team, contributing greatly to its achievements. Anyone familiar with the Fever's history would recognize just how important that is.
News yesterday about Kelly Koff. She's going to be leaving us to go run the Fever again. Super happy for her. She was a huge part of our front office and helping us build our team and run our team from day to day. And
the Fever once rose to their peak under Koff's leadership, but in 2018 she was pushed out and faced heavy criticism. Now, at the very moment Caitlin Clark needs support, she's making her return. And this isn't just a symbolic comeback. Koff is stepping into real responsibilities, ready to implement major changes at the perfect time. Clark has given everything to carry the team, but no single player can sustain long-term success alone. That raises the questions. Why was Koff removed so suddenly back then? And what makes her the right choice now to lead the Fever as president?
Very excited to start this new chapter in my life and new chapter in my...
Let's be honest, the Fever haven't exactly been at their best lately. But with Caitlin Clark on board, everything feels different. She's the superstar lifting this team onto the national stage. Simply put, Clark is the reason people are paying attention to the Fever right now. With her talent and charisma, she's drawing more fans than most franchises in the league. This season alone, the Fever are averaging more than 177,000 fans at home games.
It didn't end the way we wanted it to end. There was a lot of optimism. There was a lot of,
That's not just impressive. It's downright remarkable, considering how the Fever went from playing in front of empty seats to becoming the league's most-watched team in just a single year. I'm not saying other franchises should be worried, but maybe they should.
4,000 people, now they have 17,000 people, and they sold 1,000 standing room only tickets. So when we walked into the arena, people were on that third balcony looking down at the tops of our players' heads.
Caitlin Clark's role in the decision. Building a championship team around a superstar is something Koff understands well. But let's be real, the Fever's front office hasn't exactly had the best reputation for smart decision-making lately. With Clark in the picture now, they can't afford any more slip-ups. Fans expect results, and if things go wrong, they won't hesitate to hold the organization accountable. After all, star power doesn't just bring attention, it brings pressure.
News yesterday about Kelly Koff. She's going to be leaving us to go run the Fever again. Super happy for her. She was a huge part of our front office and helping us build our team and run our team from day to day. And
on top of everything, there's also the controversy swirling around Caitlin Clark. As if the pressure wasn't already high. And honestly, Gino Orima makes a fair point when he argues that Clark ended up on the wrong team and that she deserves something better.
This is a new beginning. It's a new start. And, I think it's great for our franchise. It's great for our fans. And we're excited to see, who can join us and help us as we continue to move forward and continue to be a great standard.
With 6 technical fouls already this season, Clark is clearly struggling. But where's the guidance from the coaching staff or backing from the front office? It feels like they're too busy sorting out their own problems to actually protect their most valuable player.
Very excited to start this new chapter in my life and new chapter in my career.
Koff absolutely needs to step up here. The focus can't just be on selling tickets. It has to be about making the right adjustments for the team's success. Fans are counting on Clark to lead them to wins, not to be treated like a punching bag.
You are an absolute abomination of a head coach. I can't believe you actually
Just like the Fever's shaky playoff hopes under Christie's leadership, Indiana has turned into a defensive disaster. Opponents have basically been handed an open invitation to score, with the team finishing as the league's second-worst defense last season. If Koff can't bridge the gap between the front office and what's happening on the court, all the buzz around her return could disappear just as fast as it came.
Today, it's not about the officiating tonight, for sure. I mean, we've got to...
It seems they've forgotten one of the most basic rules of the game. Stop the opposing team. Whoever has been steering this sinking ship, Christie, who continues to back a head coach whose defensive strategies have been about as effective as a wet paper towel, bears much of the blame.
How to use Caitlin Clark's strengths, you don't know how to play to her weaknesses, you don't know how to draw up a simple out-of-bounds play, you don't know how to calm down muddy waters, you don't know how to call a timeout and relax everybody's emotions, you don't know how to talk to the referees. All you know how to do is wave your arms and defensive slide on the sidelines. And Christie sides, I'm tired of seeing it every single.
It looks like they've overlooked one of the fundamentals of the game, stopping the opposition from scoring. Meanwhile, Christie, who backs the head coach, has been guiding the team in the wrong direction, relying on defensive strategies that have largely fallen flat.
Has done is also similar to what Tiger did in that they brought new fans to the sport.
Right.
So Michael Jordan energized and became a role model for all the kids. Caitlin's got that. She's brought new fans to it. But
Caitlin Clark faces immense pressure to deliver every game, thanks to Stephen White's one-dimensional offense. His game plan seems to rely entirely on Clark figuring things out on her own. Sure, she can drop 30 points effortlessly, but that doesn't excuse a collapsing defense. It's almost painful to watch as she rotates players like names in a hat, hoping someone will suddenly step up on defense. Spoiler, it's not working.
it's really hard to take in. After a few away games and all of the sellouts, Caitlin asked the WNBA if they would pay spot bonuses to the away team players. She said,
Wow.
we're making all this new revenue, and I would like the away team to benefit from that. Could they get a spot bonus? So that's the heart of Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's a classy, amazing.
It's no surprise that Clark often looks drained. She's constantly being pushed to her limits while Sid struggles to manage rotations effectively. And the so-called game plan? It seems Sid operates under the philosophy of just outscore the opponent and hope for the best if that fails. With the Fever ranking second worst defensively, the issues are glaring. Yet Sid stands on the sidelines with her clipboard, watching the chaos unfold like any other fan. She's not coaching, she's merely observing while on the payroll. That's why bringing Koff back is such a smart move for the Fever. Finally, someone who sees the bigger picture. Koff understands that you can't build a championship team by overworking your star player and hoping for miracles. There needs to be balance, a focus on defense, and a strategy that doesn't put the entire burden on Clark every game. If White can't turn things around, which, frankly, there's little evidence she can, Koff will need to make changes and find a coach who truly knows what it takes to win. Rumor has it she's already looking at defensive standouts like Gabby Williams from the Seattle Storm. That's the kind of toughness and skill the Fever desperately need. This team requires real defenders, not just players running around aimlessly, while Clark carries the entire load.
Amazing passer, a wonderful shooter, but what she was building was team camaraderie of passing the ball, helping other people play a better game, and sometimes to the detriment of our own scores. And now we've figured that out.
Roster challenges and Clark's future. There's also the roster situation that both sides have influenced. The Fever can't afford to lose Kelsey Mitchell, who is entering free agency and has been performing at a high level, averaging 19.2 points per game. But if they continue with Sid's ineffective tactics, why would Mitchell stick around? No player wants to compete for a team that neglects defense. Koff transformed the team into a powerhouse in the early 2000s and led them to the 2012 WNBA championship when the Fever were truly competitive. Fans still remember those glory days, especially when Koff drafted standout players like Tamika Catchings and built a squad that intimidated opponents. Meanwhile, Nalissa Smith's role is shrinking rapidly, and Erica Wheeler, the highest-paid player on the roster, is essentially earning over $400,000 a year to sit on the bench. When it comes to Clark's future, the focus isn't just on fixing past mistakes. Everyone hopes she has a few tricks left up her sleeve, but replicating past success is much harder now. In the past, the goal was to discover hidden gems. Today, the priority is preserving what they already have, especially a superstar like Clark. If the Fever play their cards right, they could finally reclaim relevance in the league.